Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I need to make a gift card holder. I got a couple of gift cards for my family for Christmas, and I didn't want to buy one of the holders that they come at the store, so I thought I would make my own. I did a little research online and found some things that I liked. Some of them seemed pretty complicated, so I wanted to do something simple but yet fun. So I'm going to make 3 of them, or attempt to make 3 of them on camera today. And for each one, you need a piece of cardstock. And this can be patterned cardstock. Double-sided patterned cardstock would be even better. You don't need to stamp, stencil, or color it. This piece needs to be 4 inches tall by 9 3/4 inches wide. And I got 3 of them here. Now, I do need my scoreboard. And so on each one, I'm going to score at 3 1/4 inches. And if you had a longer scoreboard, you could just do this. And I'm going to flip it again and score at 3 1/4 inches. And I'm going to do that with all 3 of my pieces here. Again, I'm going to score at 3 1/4. Flip it and 3 1/4. You don't need to flip it if you have the longer scoreboard. It would just be, I think, 9 1/2, if I'm not mistaken. You would score at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2 if you have the long board, which I do. I just don't have room on my table for it. So 3 1/4 and 3 1/4. Now you can make this any size. I want this to be a gift card / gift tag holder. And I have this large die from, this is GinaK's Tag Trio. And so I've cut out 3 gift tags. Now, if you don't have the tag die, you don't need it. This piece measures 3 1/8 inch wide by 5 inches tall. So you could just cut it by 3 1/8 by 5 inches tall, and then just angle or curve your corners and then hole punch it in the middle. This just makes it so much easier. All right, now that these are scored, I need my cutting board. And I'm going to measure up. I'm going to make just a little bit of a mark on here. I'm going to measure up 1 1/4 from the bottom, just like that, because I'm going to cut from this where I creased it down to my mark. And I put it on the inside so that I won't be able to see it. And that makes an angled cut. Okay. And I'm going to do that the same on the other 2 pieces. 1 1/4 inches. And I know I'm off camera. I'm just using my cutting board to mark down 1 1/4 inches. And I make my line. And then I'm just going to cut right from that crease and make an angle. Now, if you're really good at cutting it on the angle and cutting it straight, go for it. I need to make a mark. And even sometimes with a ruler, I don't get a straight line. Okay, now we're done with the cutting board. Now these are going to be folded. You can fold them one way or the other, whichever way you would like. I think this one I'm going to fold them this way. Just my way of going here. Fold in, fold in. And I'm going to score them, but I just wanted to show you. Now I'm going to start with this one because I want to make this one as a rubber stamp design. So I have, and I'm going to crease these really well. Okay, so for this one, I want to put this tree I'm using GinaK's. This is Nordic Christmas. And I just want it to be on the outside here. So I'm going to open this up. Now I'm going to take just a piece of acetate because I don't want this to appear on the back. I just want it to be on the front. Have not used this stamp yet, so it will need to be conditioned. And I'm going to put it right here. And I'm just going to do this in black ink, any ink that you have. And of course, my favorite is the VersaFine Clair Nocturne. And stamp that up really well. And we'll do another coat. This stamp's going to get a lot of use today. All right, I'm just going to clean that off with my tidy towel. And now I am going to put it on the inside. Well, this is going to be the back, so I also want to stamp this on the back. And I want that kind of centered and above. And I just covered up my ink. And we'll stamp that one more time to have a nice crisp image. That is perfect. Okay. Now I do want to add a little bit more on this from this set. I want to use a couple of the snowflakes. And I'm thinking, let's see, I have a large snowflake. I'm going to put that there. And something just went falling down over there. Just putting a couple snowflakes on the front. And I'll have one on the back, and then I'm going to move that one over. And I need to condition those. And one more, I think. Okay. And I'm going to take these little snowflakes and put a couple of them on the back. In fact, I think I'll put two up here. Just because. And once more. All right. Now, the inside of this, when I fold this over, I want to have some wording on here. And I like this merry and bright up at the top with a snowflake down here. So I do want to have merry and bright up here. And I think I'll go with one of the smaller snowflakes. This is where I need to figure out my placement. Move that over to the side, and then that snowflake right there. All right. That's the only challenge to this. And I didn't condition that stamp, so it's no big deal. It'll take a couple of stampings, which I do anyhow. Not a big deal. That looks perfect. All right, clean that off. Now, to put this one together, I might as well clean that off on here. I am going to use a little double-sided tape. Now, normally, like if I was going to sell this at a craft show, I would want to have a sturdy tape on here, or a sturdy glue. But this is just going to be a gift that I'm giving, so it doesn't need to last that long. I'm just going to put a strip here and a strip across the bottom. And then I'm just going to fold that down. Now this one, I will use the same thing. I'll put a little bit of tape here. And then a little bit of tape across. You can use whatever method to close this up you would like. Just like that. And I leave it loose because I want my tag to be able to fit down in there, and that might not work. Yeah, okay. My glue is a little too wide. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to trim this down a little bit and get rid of, I'm going to trim about 1/4 of an, let's see, let's do 1/8 of an inch. And then 1/8 of an inch. I'm just going to take off the serrated edges on here. There, see if that will fit in better. So I took about 1/8 of an inch off each side. And then that fits down in there nicely now. Just like that. Okay. And I'm going to make that a little smaller. The next one I'll leave the same and just add on. I'll use glue instead. My tape strip is a little too wide. All right. There we go. And then the gift card will fit in here, but I need to do my tag. I'm going to stamp my tag while I'm here. I'm going to put the same tree on. This I thought I could use as a tag, but then the recipient could also use it as a bookmark. You could go all crazy and stencil this, do some embossing folder techniques, whatever. Let me get my glue. I'm not going to use that tape. Don't worry, I'll bling these all up when I'm done. And we'll save the bling for last. Okay, now I have these big to from stamps. This is from GinaK's Festive Phrases. And I want to put to and from on here. Now let's see where I can. These are big. 2, and I think I'll put down from down here. I'm going to curve that one. No, I'm going to put it straight. And these are well-used stamps, so they don't need to be conditioned. That bottom one needs a little bit more ink. Okay. On to the next ones. Just going to set this aside with the to and from on it, because now I'm going to work on the next one, and I am going to stencil the next ones. So I need my stencil mat. This is my waffle flower grip mat. And now for this one, I want to leave a layer. So I'm going to use some masking magic strips. Those are my really wide ones. These are, I think these are 1/4 inch strips. And I'm just going to put a 1/4 inch strip right here and here. And I only want that stripped off on the front. But I need to stencil the whole thing, so I'm going to get my other little mat and making an extra long stencil mat. These are both from Waffle Flower. I would love it if somebody comes out with a 12-inch one of these. Oh my goodness, I'd be in heaven. Okay, for this one, I'm going to do this Poinsettias by Tim Holtz. And I'm going to use red velvet. And I want this to be fairly dark, so I'm going to use as heavy of a hand as I can. All right. And I'm going to move this over. And I'm going to take another I'll take this masking magic off this corner and put it down here. Sorry, Kenneth, you cannot come in right now. I'm just going to put it over this part that I have already stenciled, because I really don't want to get the pattern where I don't want it. All right. That looks, I'm liking it. And then I'm going to do this same over here. These ones are nice and easy, just a stencil on them. They don't need a lot of decoration, but I will bling them up. Okay. And I'm going to fold these in, and I am going to use a little bit of my glue. See if I can get a narrower edge. Just think of what you could do with these. You could put stickers, cutouts, die cuts, whatever you wanted on these. And I like how that you have that nice little white edge. And you know what? Hold on. I think it needs a silver stripe, and I'm going to go through my stickers here. See if I have one of those plain lines left. Ah, here we go. This one has a scalloped edge. These are from stamponit.net. And if I go down here and put it right along there, and then I'm going to cut it so that I can come down the side, right where I had my Masking Magic, just to give it a little something to that edge. There, that really added to that. Okay, now I'm going to stencil the bookmark for this. Yeah, these are from stamponit.net. I got them at a scrapbooking convention. Now I need my other bookmark. And I'm going to stencil the whole thing. Yes, all right. Now I'm done with this red ink, and I'll set the stencil aside. I need to clean this with rubbing alcohol upstairs. It's a stencil I haven't used in a little bit, and it really needs a good clean. And I can't clean it down here because I'm in a windowless basement, and rubbing alcohol will be a little bit strong. I don't like to use it in an enclosed space. Okay, now I do want to add the to from to that. So get my stamping platform back. But I want to move the placement of those. Okay, we'll have the to here. Oh, I just thought of something I should have done. I think would have been nice is if I would have taken a piece of masking paper and cut it as a rounded oval and put it over where I wanted the to and from. And then I could have had a blank area where the stencil didn't go. That would be an awesome idea. And add a little something. Of course, now I have my Misty stuck to my waffle flower grip mat. All right, there we go. And I'll do one more. Okay, this one's for my dad's second wife. She does like poinsettias. So then this, if I got this right, will slide down right inside there. I'm still going to need to trim off the edges. Oh, I tried. Okay, let's trim the edges again. All right. Learn from me, or make your card maybe half an inch wider. There we go. It's down in there perfect, and I obviously didn't glue the bottom. Thought I did. Got to get that glued shut so that it doesn't fall out the bottom. Oh, come on, glue. There we go. All right, and I'm just going to set that aside, and I'll set the ink pad on it so that it has some pressure. Okay. Now so we got that one done. I need to do the other white one. And for this one, I'm going to use the Stellar Snowflake stencil from GinaK. I thought this one would be so pretty. Let me take that piece of acetate again. And put it right on the crease. All right, and I'm going to use powder blue. And I just need a blue brush. There we go. And this one I want to do a light hand. I don't want it to be in your face dark, but I don't want it to be so pale that I can't see it either. That's pretty. All right. I'll pick that up. Move that over. I have another piece of acetate. I want to cover that. And I got some ink smudge on there. I see it was on the acetate. Didn't clean off my acetate very well the last time. Okay. That looks good. That acetate down. So if I didn't put the acetate, then my snowflakes would be overlapping, and I don't really want that. Okay, and I already know I need to trim down my bookmark, so I'm going to trim my bookmark before I stencil it. And really all I'm doing is I'm cutting off the stitched edge. And this one I'll cut just a little shorter. There we go. Okay. Now this one I'm going to stencil. I'm going to line up that hole in the snowflake with the hole on the stencil. Just because. And this one I'm going to go darker. I want this one to be in your face, brighter than the gift card holder pocket. There we go. Okay. I'll clean the stencils off when I'm done. Clean these mats off. Set these aside if I can. Hello. Oh dear. Well, thankfully these are for family. They won't care that I have ink where I'm not supposed to have ink. All right, let's do the to and the from on this one. Line that up where I want them to be. That looks good. All right. If you do get ink on the back, you can just cut another piece and put on the back, or you could color and stencil it too to hide up what you have made an error on. Okay, now let me get this thing blinged up here. And this one put together. Right. Glue along the bottom. Glue along this flap. Glue off there. Now on this one, I have some washi tape that I wanted to put on. This is, it's just white with silver, and I just want to go across. It looks like little snowballs, actually. And I think I will put that across the top here too. Kind of like that. And I will also put this on the bottom of the bookmark. That silver just adds a little something to this. You really wouldn't need to bling up much further if you don't want to. But on this one, I am going to. I have stickles in the color of Twinkle, which is a blue color. And I'm going to put that on the dots of the snowflake on the front. And I was hoping I'd be able to line up the top and the bottom, and I think I did fairly well with that. Okay. And then when this is dry, I will take the stickles and put on the back too. I'm trying to get it where you can see. And I'm going to put that on the bookmark / gift tag, but not where I want to put the words that when I write who this is going to. Like I won't put it across from the from or the to. Normally I would use my brush for this, but these are just little round dots, so I can easily do that just like that. And that's how that one looks. So this would slide, and it will slide down in there, but I'm not going to see how it fits in nicely. Let's get that brush out of the way. Okay, now on this one, I have gold, even though I put this in silver. I like the combination of gold and silver, so I'm going to use my Artistro permanent marker pen. This is an oil-based paint pen in gold. And I'm just going to take these little dots and make them golden. Well, if I can get the paint to come out, there we go. Most likely you can't see the shininess from this angle. I will get it up where you can see it in just a moment. It really makes a big difference and just shines. Bring that up where you can see the shininess of the gold. How that makes such a big difference when you see it in person, especially. And I will do that on here. And then when this is dry, I will turn this over and do the back also. It takes about, half an hour for this to dry. But with the stickles on the front of this one, I want to give it about an hour before I flip it over. I've always liked the gold and silver combination. They do have this pen in silver, but it's not as pretty as the gold. I'm going to add a little bit more down here to the center of the poinsettia. Okay. And then I'll flip it over and do the back when it's dry. Now for this one, where did the bookmark go to that one? Hello. Ah, there it is. I am just going to take my stickles again at the blue. And I will use my paintbrush this time. I'm going to put a daub on my board. Pardon me. And I'm going to fill in the star. And just some of the stars on the tree. And the heart. Right. And then I will also put this on the snowflakes. This is just a simple little project today, but if you need a very quick gift card holder and you don't want to stuff it inside a card, this makes a nice little pocket. You wouldn't need to put in the tag. In fact, you could just glue that down flat and just use the pocket in the front. It's whatever you would want to do. Now I am going to add a little bit of rhinestones on this one. Let's see. Let me grab those really quick. And I do like, I might just put the silver washi tape on this one also. It's right here. Let me see how that would look. Yes, I'm just going to do that. It just adds a little definition to the edge of the gift card pocket. And this would be a good opportunity to use up those washi tapes. You're really not sure what you're going to do with them. You just need a small piece. Well, if I can get that to trim off. There we go. And I might as well go with the washi tape across the top of this too. Just to keep that bookmark coordinating a little bit more. Okay. Now, once these are dry, I'll take some twine and put through the tabs. But those are my little things for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I kind of gave you an idea of what you can do. I said just glue that whole thing shut. If you don't want to put a tag in there, you could even just punch your hole right up in here and use that as a tag on a present without doing the extra additional tag. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.